जी मैम।
आप जिस व्यक्ति को कॉल कर रही है वह उत्तर नहीं दे रही है। कृपया कुछ समय पश्चात प्रयास करें।
All the participants kindly mute yourself.
यहाँ पे नेट चलता है ना? ज्वाइन भी हो गया क्या? हाँ, हॉटस्पॉट दे देना।
Yes. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, madam, you are audible.
शुरू कर दे।
Good afternoon, Jaya ma'am. Any delay?
Okay, sir, we are going to start.
Okay.
Good afternoon to all respected dignitaries, Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. S.D. Pandey, sir, Dr. Archie Dubey, officiating registrar and HOD FMS, resource person for today's workshop, Mr. Vinayak Tiwari, Director, Product Management, Umigent AI Bangalore, coordinators of this workshop, Dr. Jayant Isaac, sir, and Dr. Amrish Ghosh, sir, all respected faculty members and my dear students. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this insightful workshop on From Data to Decision. Future Prospects in Business Analytics, organized by the Data Analytics Club, Faculty of Management Studies, the ICFAI University, Raipur. In today's data-driven world, the ability to transform raw data into meaningful decisions has become a vital skill. This workshop aims to provide valuable insights into how business analytics is shaping the future and opening new avenues for students and professionals alike. It is my privilege to introduce our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. S.D. Pandey sir, a visionary leader, an academician, and a guiding force behind the institution's growth and excellence. Sir's dedication towards academic innovation and student development continues to inspire us all. I now humbly invite Professor Dr. S.D. Pandey sir to address the gathering and share his valuable thoughts with us. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Jaya ma'am. Honorable keynote speaker today program, Mr. Binayak Tiwari, Director, Product Management, Bengaluru, sir, most welcome. HOD of the Faculty of Management Study, Dr. Archie Dubey. Organizing member, Dr. Jayant Isaac, Associate Professor, Faculty of Management and Study, and Dr. Ambarish Ghosh, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Management and Study, distinguished faculty member of the different department, respected participants, dear student. A very good afternoon and warm welcome to all of you this important workshop on From Data to Decision, Future Perspective in Business Analytics. It is indeed a matter of great pride and privilege for us to host an eminent industry expert like Mr. Binayak Tiwari ji. His extensive experience in artificial intelligence and the product management bring immense value of this academic platform. We are confident that his insight will significantly enrich our understanding of the dynamic field of business analytics. In today's digital era, data is become one of the most powerful assets. Organizations across the globe are increasing relating to the data-driven strategic to make information timely and impact decision. However, the real strength lies not in the availability of the India, but in our availability to introduce and the meaningful and cover the actionable knowledge. This is where business analytics play a transformative role. It is bring the gap between information and the decision making, engaging that the organization to foster trend, information and the optimize the performance and enhance the efficiency. The shift and the introduce based decision to evidence based and strategy make a significant evaluation in the way modern enterprise operations. At the ICFAI University, Raipur, we are committed to align our academic initiative with emerging industry trend and national periodic and such as National Education Policy 2020, which emphasize skill-based, multidisciplinary, and the technology-driven education. Workshops like this serve as a vital link between the theoretical learning and practical application. A encouragement are the participants, especially our students, to take full advantage of this opportunity, engage actively, ask significant questions, and the absent and the knowledge bring share. Such introduction are the instrumental in shaping our analytical thinking and the perspective you to future challenge. I would like to appreciate the effort of the organizing team for the successful organizing this workshop. Their decision reflect our institutional commitment to academic excellence and continuous learning. I fairly believe that this workshop will believe meaningful insight into the future of the business analytics and its growing relevance in decision making process across the sector. Let this is an inspiring and intellectual stimulus and the experiment for all of us. With these words, I once again extend my warm welcome to our keynote speaker and all participants. I wish the workshop great successful. Thank you very much and Jai Hind, Jai Chhattisgarh.
Thank you, sir, for your motivating words. You are a true inspiration for all of us. Now I invite Dr. Jayant Isaac, Associate Professor and Coordinator of this workshop, to present an overview of the Faculty of Management Studies and the various programs offered in it. Over to you, sir.
Respected dignitaries, Honorable Vice Chancellor of the ICFAI University, Raipur, Mr. Vinayak Tiwari, the guest speaker today, HOD FOMS, Dr. Archie Dubey, and all my dear colleagues and my dear students and the students who have participated from the other universities and the schools. We all welcome you from the ICFAI University, Raipur. So just a brief thing, because I don't want to come in mid of the lectures today, and just we're going to give the briefing about our ICFAI University, Raipur, and also about the Faculty of Management Studies. I just want to confirm my slide is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when we look to this particular thing, it is ICFAI University Raipur is a foundation built for future leaders. Established in 2011, having 30 acres lush green ecosystem, Kumhari Durg is a place, and it is recognized and accredited member of UGC and all over Association of Indian University. So it's a pleasure to connect with you all today, and through this presentation, you will getting a clear idea about our programs, specialization, and how we prepare students for real world career. And if you are planning a career in management, analytics, or business leadership, this session will help you to understand the opportunities available. ICFAI University Raipur, it is guided by institutional legacy and modern vision. Our foundation part is been laid by late Shri N.J. Yashashvi. He is a founder of the ICFAI Group of Education Institution. He is a pioneer pan-India network of education excellence, laying the groundwork for rigorous and accessible higher education across the country. Whereas when we look to the modern visionary, Professor Dr. Shivdayal Pandey, Vice Chancellor of the ICFAI University, the sir is very much committed to delivering a well-designed course content to make you not only proficient in your chosen field, but also to respond to the changing needs of the industry. Faculty of Management Studies, the engine of academic excellence. So when you look to this particular slide here, you'll find uncompromising quality education is there. Delivering globally relevant, highly quality management education designed to produce graduates who drive organizational growth. Uncompromising quality, we are working on that particular area. We does not compromise in our quality educations. And then we are also having global expertise. We are having a diverse, highly qualified faculty roster drawn from the prestigious institution worldwide, bringing robust theoretical framework to the classroom. And also we had also had the industry integration, rich corporate experience integrated directly into the curriculum, ensuring students to receive practical insights spanning multiple economic sectors. So just I want to tell you that in ICFAI University Raipur, it is not only like the theoretical thing it is happening, but it is also the case studies and many of the other things which is there, which ensure that a student must get the real practical insights of the economic sectors and the industries. Now let us look about the courses here. So we have the two type of the courses, two programs are there. One is undergraduate and other is postgraduate. So undergraduate program, we are having BBA and BBA honors. So when you look to this particular thing, it is like that undergraduate, the program bridging the theory and the real world application. So learning-centric pedagogy, we used to adopt it. That is the real world case studies, analyzing contemporary business challenges to build the critical thinking. Then we had a summer internship program, direct field training and immersion in corporate environment. Leads to the holistic growth, cultivating intellect, soft skills, and ethical leadership. And this will lead to a very good enriched BBA program. So in the BBA program, we are also having the specialization of digital marketing and fintech. Likewise, when you look to the PG program, so MBA, the MBA advantage is there, which is having the industry ready professionals. So the academic rigor is on one side, CBCS choice-based credit system is there, and then it leads to the business games simulation, live projects are there, and this will be going to help in the execution of business strategies to solve the actual industry concerns. And then finally leads to the corporate world where we make the industry ready graduates. Okay, so this is the you can say the general framework of an MBA what we are having in our institution, where the specialization of marketing, finance, HR, and business analytics. Likewise, if any professional institution is there which is not having a good placement record, so that is an incomplete. But in ICFAI University Raipur, we had a proven career outcomes and industry integration. 90% of the student placed across various sectors. Average starting salaries, it starts from 6 lakh per annum, and the highest salary achieved is 10 lakh per annum. So we had a strong relationship with the leading global and Indian recruiters, driving a steady year-on-year increase in compensation. You can look to some of our recruiters like Tech Mahindra, Jain Software, Yacht, HDFC Bank, ESAF, Indus Bank, Kodak Life, and many more are there. So likewise, we take a responsibility for every students who join our universities that they must be placed in a good companies with a good salary package. So this is just a brief introduction about our department, Faculty of Management Studies. And if you had any query, you can ask, you can note it down this number. And the status of the admission is also open. And you can connect with us with WhatsApp and also to the numbers. It is given in the slide. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for this informative presentation. Now it's time to introduce our esteemed guest speaker, Mr. Vinayak Tiwari. Sir is an accomplished data analytics and AI professional. He completed his BTech in biomedical engineering from NIT Raipur in 2010. He began his career as an associate at Gartner, CEB, and later worked as senior analyst at EXL Services, specializing in operational analytics. He served as senior manager, data and analytics at Eversana, where he led patient analytics projects and enhanced client engagement strategies. At Trinity Life Sciences as associate director, RWE Analytics, he led teams and championed AI ML integration while working with complex healthcare data sets. Currently, he is director at AI products at Himigent, leading innovative AI solutions such as OSU, AI on BI, Survey, GPT, and Insights Navigator, and building advanced AI frameworks for the pharma industry. Sir is known for his strong expertise in data analytics, visionary leadership, and ability to transform data into impactful business insights. In today's talk on the future prospects of data analytics, his insights will provide valuable guidance on emerging trends and opportunities in the field. I now request Mr. Vinayak Tiwari, sir, to kindly deliver his session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Jayman. I'll quickly share my screen, and if you can confirm everybody can see my screen. Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Are you able to see the first slide from data to decision?
From data to decision. Yes, yes. Yes, sir.
Perfect. Welcome everyone, and thank you for ICFAI University Raipur and the Faculty of Management Studies for having me. First thing that I want to upfront apologize if it happens. If I face any network issues, I'll just log back in using a different network, so there can be 1-2 second pauses in between. So please bear with me for that. And before we begin, with a quick show of hands or in chat, if you can answer these 3 questions to me. How many of you have heard the term business analytics before? Great. And how many have worked with data in the past? It can be an Excel sheet or a simple Google Sheets that you have used or seen. Got it. And how many of you think data skills will be important for your career? Great. So what I want to do today is I basically want you to take a journey of your understanding of what business analytics really means to seeing it in action through some real case studies, and finally to helping you chart a career path in this field. What I'll not do is not bore you with textbook definitions, and I'll try my best to share real stories from my experience leading AI products and give you a practical roadmap of what you can start today to create a good career in business analytics. Let's start with my introduction briefly, and I'll probably switch to Hindi and keep my discussion mainly in English so that it's more interactive and also interesting for you guys. So, hi everyone, I'm Vinayak Tiwari. I'm currently working as Director AI Products Huvigen. I have close to 15 years of experience in data analytics to then becoming essentially a data scientist and now becoming a product head in the AI space. So what excited me most about my journey into data analytics after I finished my bachelor's from NIT Raipur. So I belong from Raipur. I am currently based out in Bangalore. And I completed my bachelor's in NIT Raipur in 2010. And post that, I started my career in Cognizant. And from there on, after 15 years today, I'm still into data analytics and data analytics and business analytics and product strategies is key of what I do today. But let me talk about what excites me most about my career and what I do and how does it impacts decisions in the industry, right? So मैं आपको एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल देता हूँ. There's a project which I'm really proud of because उसमें एक impact आया which actually help people, which I'm very close to, and I want to do that. I want to impact real people with my work so that my work is meaningful, right? So we got a project from a big pharma client, and this company is a big pharma company who was working in a space which was diabetes. So I hope every one of you is familiar with diabetes, right? So इस कंपनी को एक्चुअली टाइप 1 डायबिटीज का एक इन्होंने मेडिसिन बनाया था, and this medicine what it was able to do after clinical trials, they found out, and this drug got approval also from FDA, which is the main body to see if the drug is actually effective or not. So they got the approval. Now what this drug was able to do was कि type 1 diabetes जिसको होने वाला है, अगर उसको type 1 diabetes onset के पहले ये drug दे देते हैं, तो their onset of type 1 diabetes will be delayed by 3 to 4 years. And even after they are diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, after 3 to 4 years, it will be very well managed. So they'll need less medication, they'll have less issues with insulin spikes, and their disease will be well managed. Now the problem for this particular disease was, and this particular case was, कि अगर diagnosis हुआ ही नहीं है patient का, तो how do we give it to them before they are diagnosed, right? So they came us with this problem that can you predict who is going to have type 1 diabetes in, let's say, 1 year from now. So what we did is we looked and we bought some data sets which were actually patient journey data sets, और हमने उसमें देखा कि किसको किसको टाइप 1 डायबिटीज फर्स्ट टाइम हुआ था. And we recorded that first point in time when everybody, all the patients who had type 1 diabetes, when they were diagnosed with type 1 diabetes for the first time. अब हमें करीब करीब 6000 से 7000 पेशेंट उस डेटा सेट में मिले जिनके पास टाइप 1 डायबिटीज हुआ था अराउंड 2022-2024. फॉर दीज 7000 पेशेंट्स हमने क्या किया, हम उनके डेटा के 4 साल पीछे गए. जब भी उनको टाइप 1 डायबिटीज पहली बार हुआ था, हम उससे 4 साल पीछे हर पेशेंट के गए. एंड वी लुक्ड इनटू पैटर्न्स, वी लुक्ड इनटू व्हाट टेस्ट दे अंडरवेंट, वी लुक्ड इनटू कि वो कितनी बार हॉस्पिटल जाते थे, कितनी बार उनको कोई और एक सिम्टम आया था, जैसे स्लीप डिसऑर्डर आया था क्या, किसी को फटीग या नॉजिया होता था क्या, और क्या क्या कोमोबिडिटीज थी, क्या क्या टेस्ट हुए थे, जो इनके फिजिशियन नोट्स थे. लाइक जब आप डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं तो डॉक्टर नोट्स लिखता है, तो उन नोट्स में क्या क्या लिखा हुआ था. एंड वी बेसिकली क्रिएटेड अ पैटर्न. हमने उन 7000 पेशेंट्स के हिस्ट्री में जाके वी फाउंड द पैटर्न एंड देन वी ट्रेन मशीन to understand this pattern. And for the new patients, we said that who are the patients who look very similar to these 7000 patients. And that's how we predicted that कौन से टाइप के पेशेंट्स को एक साल बाद टाइप 1 डायबिटीज हो सकता है, and who are the doctors they are going to. And then we send this company's sales reps to these doctors, and these sales reps told the doctors that you have 15 patients or you have 20 patients who basically are going to have type 1 diabetes in 1 year as per our research. And क्या हम उनकी स्क्रीनिंग कर लें, स्क्रीनिंग एज इन कि क्या हम उनका लैब टेस्ट कर लें, कैन यू ऑर्डर दैट, and if you do that they will be eligible for our drug, and then it can onset the delay of it can onset the type 1 diabetes delay by 3 years. So up to 3 years they will not have that disease, which was a big impact. So you can see that how data can actually turn into decision and actually help people, not just commercially but even in humane ways. So essentially I wanted to tell this story to just let you know that what excited me about this particular field, right? And now let's start with a story that shows you exactly what analytics looks like in real world. So I'll just take a pause and ask everyone if I'm audible. Can you clearly hear me? Any questions? Any? Because I'm not able to clearly see everybody in video and also not able to read the chat. So just feel free to interrupt me and pause me and ask questions if you have any. Just want to confirm, am I audible? Can
Yes,
you
sir,
see my
it's
screen?
audible, sir. Yes,
Perfect.
everything is audible and visible also. The screen is visible to us.
Perfect. Thank you, ma'am. So let's start with the story, right? Imagine कि आप एक प्रोडक्ट लीड हो फूड डिलीवरी ऐप में. एवरीबडी यूजेस फूड डिलीवरी एप्स दीज डेज. तो जस्ट इमेजिन कि आप एक प्रोडक्ट लीड हो फूड डिलीवरी ऐप में और आपके सीईओ ने पूछा कि शुड वी लॉन्च अ 10 मिनट डिलीवरी फीचर. आपके पास 2 वीक का डेटा है टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन, एंड यू हैव 50,000 ऑर्डर्स, एंड यू ऑल्सो हैव अ गट फीलिंग, राइट? So now you have to tell me, how do you go from data to decision? So let me walk you through the thought process, right? So your gut says yes because CEO पूछ रहा है कि should we launch a 10-minute delivery feature or not? तो obviously as a product lead आपका gut बोलेगा कि हाँ भाई, क्योंकि हर किसी को 10 मिनट में डिलीवरी चाहिए, right? So your gut feeling is yes, we should definitely launch a 10-minute delivery feature. But the data may tell a different story, right? So you analyze the 50,000 orders basically, and maybe you find that only 12% of orders are from areas where 10-minute delivery is possible. Meaning 10-minute delivery की feasibility के लिए you need a certain map, right? Where are the restaurants, where the users are, where are the people who are ordering data from. 50,000 orders हैं आपके पास, आपको सब सारे orders का distance पता है, you know the time it took to deliver those orders. So after you went through these 50,000 orders and after you analyzed the data, what you realized was that only 12% of orders were in the areas where 10-minute delivery was feasible. And average value of these orders, these areas where 12% of orders were coming from, which were feasible for 10-minute delivery, was 30% lower. So the delivery cost per order tripled because of this, because you are able to deliver 10-minute delivery in these 12% orders, but the cost overall order cost was very low for these particular feasible areas. So your recommendation then was, don't launch citywide. First, pilot it in few areas which are high density zones. The CEO listened to you, and the pilot basically saved a lot of money for the company, because you directly didn't launch in the whole city. You chose 3 areas which were high density areas. You basically went with the feasibility, and you checked that, okay, my operations in these high density areas are profitable or not. And then you expanded based on doing similar pilots over time, which actually saved a lot of money for the company, instead of saying ki, let's launch 10-minute delivery feature across the city. So this is business analytics, right? It's not just charts or dashboards. If you think business analytics is Excel charts, Excel dashboards, PPTs, Tableau dashboards, which look really good and nice, that is not business analytics. Business analytics is ability to turn data into decision, which actually is beneficial commercially as well as for operations. It's feasible. So there are things which you can decide based on the data, but you also need to be aware of operationally, is it feasible or not. So let me ask this question to all of you, that how many of you would have just said yes to the CEO without looking at the data? Nobody, right? Like we need to look at the data to make decisions, because अगर कल मुझसे CEO ने कोई सवाल पूछा है and I just say yes, there is no point in that yes unless I back that yes with the data or a strategy or a thinking. But even the thinking and strategy should have a hypothesis which is backed by data. So every decision needs to be backed by data, and that's why business analytics is so important. So let's formally define what is business analytics, right? So there are actually 3 pillars of business analytics. The first pillar is data. So let's talk about data, right? How is data generated? Every time you listen to a song in Spotify, give Spotify your data. Every time you browse Amazon and order something, gives Amazon your data, right? You are generating data for every thing that you consume digitally. And that's why all the companies generates billions of these data points every day, every single time. And by every user and by every profile, they track data extensively, because the users are creating and generating data for the companies to analyze, to understand, and to utilize that data, right? Now, post data, the second pillar of business analytics is analysis. Now, analysis is finding patterns, trends, and insights hidden in numbers, right? It is very much like, if you think about it, it is very much like crude oil. Raw data is like a crude oil. You basically can use crude oil only when you have refined it. Similarly, the data can be used only when you are analyzing it. If you don't refine the crude oil, it's non-usable. It will not fuel your vehicle. You have to refine the crude oil and then only it's useful. And similarly, if you have a lot of data and if you don't analyze that data, it's not useful. So, and data is often messy. So before analyzing it, you have to clean the data also, right? So what is analysis? Analysis is finding patterns, trends, and insights hidden in numbers. So you look for patterns, right? So like I gave you previous example, every song on Spotify, every click in Amazon, every movie that you see in Netflix, everything is a data point. So when you are analyzing the data, you are finding patterns. You see that do people order more on weekends? Which type of movies you will watch next if you basically watched a certain movie? With respect to the genre, which movie you will like next, also Netflix can predict. Similarly, Amazon, when you shop something, it knows that what can be your next order, and that's why it shows you that if you buy, let's say, a study table, then chair is what you may need next. And that's basically finding pattern with respect to so many users who are exactly like you. So they know your age, they know your location, they know your name, they know your previous history of buying, and they know this about so many people who are like you. And that's how they know that if you're buying something, what you can pair it with. Similarly, they know if you're listening to a song, which other songs you may like. Similarly, they know that if essentially you're watching a movie or a TV series, what is the next TV series which can excite you? So this is what is finding patterns, trends, and insights hidden in the data. Now, just see that analysis without action is meaningless, right? Like if I analyze things like, okay, in weekends my footfall into my app will be very high, and I don't action upon it, it's meaningless. And that's where decisions come into picture, which is the third biggest pillar of business analytics. The real value of business analytics is when a decision is made based on data and analysis. So the real value is when a company says, based on data, we will do X instead of Y. So business analytics is not just doing it's not about being good at math. It's not about being good at coding. It's about asking the right questions and communicating answers clearly. So I just take a pause and emphasize this again. Business analytics is not being good at math. It is not being good at coding and computer science languages mastery. It is mainly about asking the right questions. And once you get the answers for those questions, to be able to communicate it very clearly to your stakeholders, right? So now analytics is, you learned about three pillars of analytics, right? So but it is not just one thing, it has four different levels. So let's learn about those four different levels of analytics. So the first level of analytics is descriptive. And if I have to explain descriptive analysis, it basically entails or tells the person who is doing the descriptive analysis that what happened. So, for example, Netflix has a descriptive insight, which is users watched 2 million hours last month. So basically, it's like when you see at the data and describe what is happening, it's descriptive analytics, which is essentially just telling you a data point, which is an information but not an insight. It's a description of what's happening. So what you will actually find when you go into the real world is most of the companies, especially smaller companies and smaller institutions, are just stuck at descriptive analysis. They will tell you that, okay, sir, this is the state. There were like 50 users who dropped. There were like 23 new buyers who came in last week. In Diwali season, we saw a spike of 15% in our sales. All these are descriptive analysis. And most of the small companies or companies which don't have a good sense of business analytics and data analytics infrastructure, they are stuck at descriptive. But you can very well imagine that everybody, even a small shopkeeper, is using descriptive analytics in their day-to-day life. They know what is going on. They know which product is in demand. So even a kirana shop bhaiya will know descriptive analytics to his business. Everybody who is doing business will be familiar with descriptive analytics, and they're doing descriptive analytics in day to day, even with a pen and paper, but they are doing descriptive analytics, right? They have data points, they know what's going on, and they're using data to understand what's going on. So this is the first level and least complicated level of analytics, right? The next level is diagnostic. So this is where you know what happened, but now you ask, why did it happen? कोई चीज हुई, but क्यों हुई is known through diagnostic analytics, right? So basically, let's assume कि Zomato notices that orders dropped 15% in Pune last Thursday. Now, you know कि orders dropped in Pune 15% last Thursday. Now the question is, why did it happen? When you look at the data, you can actually get three reasons, maybe, and I'm doing all hypotheses here. Maybe in Pune last Thursday, when there were 15% drop in orders, Swiggy started a campaign which basically was very enticing for the customers. They actually gave huge discount in very good restaurants on Tuesday based on their campaign. Maybe that's the reason. Or other reason can be it was very heavily raining in Pune on Thursday. And because of the rains, the delivery people were all busy, and the wait time for order delivery increased, and that's why the orders dropped. What other things can happen? Maybe there was a payment gateway issue. So when I was trying to order in Pune on Thursday, maybe Razorpay was down and I was not able to do UPI transactions. Only card transactions worked for 4 hours, and maybe that led to 15% orders being dropped on Thursday. So this is what exactly is diagnostic analysis. So your descriptive is, okay, orders dropped 15% in Pune in Thursday as compared to every other Thursday and as compared to Wednesday as well, right? This is my descriptive analytics, which told me that 15% drop was there. Now diagnostic analytics will tell me exactly why did it happen. Did it happen because of it was raining? Did it happen because it basically was a payment gateway for it, or a competitor campaign which impacted us, right? So this is what is the diagnostic analytics. Now, as I said, as you're going down, the complexity of the analytics is increasing. The next level is predictive. So you know now what happened and why did it happen. Now predictive analytics can tell you what will happen based on previous data and patterns and history. Sometimes you are able to predict what is happening. And I gave you an example of why analytics and business analytics and data analytics excites me, and why I chose this as my career. Predictive analytics gives you power to see in future, right? And people actually do that, and you will see it from real life examples. So like I previously also mentioned, right? Amazon knows exactly what you will buy next before you yourself do. It's not magic. It's basically machine learning models which actually lets Amazon read your history, read history of people like you, and predict that what you will buy next. So it's not magic. People can predict future behavior using data, and they're doing it very effectively, and that's why they are so successful as well. Now, the most complicated and the most valuable, because as you're increasing complexity in 4 level of analytics, you are also increasing the value. You can see, right? Like what happened is not too valuable. Why did it happen is maybe valuable because you can then take some actions. Predictive is probably more valuable because you can take actions preemptively. So you can actually avert a crisis or grab an opportunity. And prescriptive is very powerful in terms of value chain, because it can tell you that what needs to be done, right? So you can call prescriptive as a holy grail of analytics. It's basically not just predicting what will happen, it is the recommendation of what you should do next. So essentially, Can somebody think of a prescriptive analytics in real world example and give it to me? Anybody can think of which company uses prescriptive analytics, and I'll give you a hint. You use this company very often. You have used at least once this company's services. Most of them. Any guesses? Uber, right? Uber, Ola, all these ride-hailing apps, what they are able to do is they can anticipate the surge in pricing, basically by checking the weather, by checking the density of people ordering a cab or a Rapido. They basically can predict the surge and prescribe a very good price based on that surge. So when you see price changes in Uber, Rapido, and Ola, it doesn't happen by a human, right? It already is happening using analytics by a machine. It can predict surge and it can prescriptively price the rides appropriately. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So most entry level jobs, when you actually start your career in analytics, most entry level jobs will need you to do descriptive and diagnostic analytics. Predictive and prescriptive analytics will come later. But the key is to master descriptive and diagnostic analytics first and then move on to predictive and prescriptive. So the biggest salaries that people get are when they do predictive and prescriptive analytics. Entry level jobs are mainly limited to descriptive and diagnostic analytics. Now let me show you all 4 levels in a realistic case study. Let me also be cognizant of time. So let's see a mini case study here, right? Let's say we have a ShopQuick e-commerce company. So let's assume or let's think that we are a ShopQuick e-commerce company, and we want to know that why are our customers abandoning their carts. So क्या हो रहा है कि हमारा ऐप है ShopQuick e-commerce का, and what we are observing is कि लोग आते हैं हमारे ऐप में और वो सारी ग्रोसरी और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स और बहुत सारी चीजें कार्ट्स में डालते हैं. दे ऐड थिंग्स टू कार्ट एंड देन दे डोंट बाय, दे नेवर बाय. So my basically problem in this case study is कि 68% cart abandonment rate है. 68% लोग कार्ट में चीजें डालते हैं and they never buy. And because of this abandonment, opportunity of 2.3 crore is lost every month. मतलब ये 68% लोग अगर कार्ट से एक्चुअली चीजें खरीद लेंगे तो कंपनी कैन एक्चुअली मेक 2.3 crores एक्स्ट्रा इन रेवेन्यू. दिस इज व्हाट वाज ऑब्जर्व्ड. और 3 मंथ का हमारे पास डेटा है टू बेसिकली आइडेंटिफाई कि व्हाट इज गोइंग ऑन. वी नो कि कार्ट अबैंडनमेंट रेट ज्यादा है. वी नो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस अबैंडनमेंट रेट द रेवेन्यू लॉस्ट इज वेरी हाई, सिग्निफिकेंटली हाई. एंड 3 मंथ का डेटा इस पर्टिकुलर स्टैटिस्टिक को बैक कर रहा है. 3 मंथ का डेटा हमें बता रहा है कि अबैंडनमेंट रेट बहुत ज्यादा है एंड वी आर लूजिंग अ लॉट ऑफ मनी बिकॉज ऑफ दिस, राइट? सो just think of ShopQuick as a mid-size Indian e-commerce company, very similar to Ajio hai. We have JioMart, we have Big Basket, we have a lot of quick commerce companies like Blinkit, Zepto. तो think ShopQuick भी वैसा ही एक e-commerce प्लेटफॉर्म है. एंड आप सोचो कि 100 लोग अगर कोई चीज मेरे ऐप में खरीदने आ रहे हैं ShopQuick e-commerce के ऐप में, 68 लोग कार्ट में चीजें डाल रहे हैं एंड दे आर नेवर बाइंग इट, विच इज अ बिग प्रॉब्लम. तो हुआ क्या कि सीईओ कॉल्ड अ मीटिंग एंड सेड कि यू आर द डेटा एनालिस्ट, मेरे को आंसर बताएं एंड यू टेल मी व्हाट डू यू डू इन दिस सिचुएशन. सो लेट्स hand the ball in your court. Can you tell me कि एज एन एनालिस्ट, अगर आप एनालिस्ट होते तो first thing would you look at, and basically just tell me कि what will be your first instinct. सबसे पहले what you will do if CEO calls you and asks कि ऐसा हो रहा है, and what do you do about it as a data analyst? Anybody wants to take a stab? I'll just quickly see the chats.
Chats. So chats are disabled now.
Understood. No worries. So let me share the screen and let me know if you can see the screen back. Ma'am, is the screen back?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Perfect. So as a data analyst, this is a problem that we have to solve, right? CEO wants it solved, and they have clearly asked कि क्या करना है भाई? What do we do about this? Because 2.3 crore का revenue loss हो रहा है हर महीने. So essentially, एक analyst, what they do is they go to the data and जो analyst team थी, because it can be more than one person job. So वो पूरी टीम ने क्या किया? They pulled 3 months of data, right? उन्होंने 3 months का डेटा निकाला. उसमें about 2 lakh सेशंस थे. उस 3 month के डेटा में 2 lakh सेशंस थे. What is session? Session is कि एक यूजर ऐप में गया, चीजें कार्ट में डाली, and then they never bought it. That is also one session. एक यूजर ने कार्ट में चीजें डाली and they bought the things. That is also one session. एक यूजर ने सिर्फ ब्राउज किया, बाहर निकल गया. That is also a session. So 200,000 और 2 lakh सेशंस थे 3 month के डेटा में. तो डेटा एनालिस्ट टीम ने एसेंशियली क्या किया? ये पूरे 2 लाख सेशंस को स्टडी किया और हर सेशन को टैग किया बेस्ड ऑन द पेज जहां पे यूजर ने ऐप से हट गया या ऐप को बंद कर दिया. तो for these 2 lakh sessions, they went to each and every user's history, और जिस पेज में they abandoned and they left the app, they tagged that particular page. जैसे ही उन्होंने ये टैगिंग की, उनको क्लियरली दिख गया. सो हियर आपको एक्स एक्सिस में दिखेगा कि रीजन क्या था ऐप छोड़ के जाने का, और यहाँ पे आपको दिखेगा परसेंटेज ऑफ पीपल हु अबैंडन, राइट? सो यू कैन सी क्लियरली कि हो क्या रहा था कि बहुत सारे लोग शिपिंग कॉस्ट के बाद ड्रॉप करते थे. सो दे एडेड थिंग्स इन कार्ट, उनको दिखाया फॉर एग्जांपल 250 रुपीज टोटल वैल्यू, और जैसे ही वो चेकआउट करने जाते थे तो 250 प्लस 99 हो जाता था, बिकॉज शिपिंग प्राइसेस वेयर लेट्स से 99 रुपीज. तो उनको ऑलमोस्ट 10-15% का मार्कअप आ गया. So they thought it is very costly, so they used to abandon. So shipping cost being too high came as the biggest reason for people abandoning their cart. Then what happened is कि 25% ऑफ टाइम्स वो कौन से पेज से छोड़ रहे थे जहां पे उनको अकाउंट बनाने के लिए फोर्स कर रहा था ऐप या वेब ब्राउजर. उनको बोल रहा था कि आपको अकाउंट बनाना है. एज अ गेस्ट यू कैन नॉट चेक आउट थिंग्स, यू हैव टू क्रिएट अकाउंट. सो सम पीपल डोंट वांट टू डू दैट. उनको जल्दी से चीजें चाहिए. दे डोंट वांट टू क्रिएट अकाउंट, देन रिमेंबर पासवर्ड, देन गिव ओटीपी, ऑल दैट दे डोंट वांट. दे जस्ट वांट कि मेरा मोबाइल नंबर लो, ओटीपी डालो, गेस्ट से चेक इन कर. इनके पास वो वाला सिस्टम था नहीं, तो इनका फोर्स्ड अकाउंट क्रिएशन की वजह से 25% लोग ड्रॉप हो रहे थे. देन क्या हुआ कि इन्होंने ये भी देखा कि जैसे ही इनके स्क्रीन पे दिख रहा था कि 25%, मतलब जो ऑर्डर है वो 5 दिन बाद आएगा आज के डेट से, वहां पे 18% लोग ड्रॉप हो रहे थे. तो बेसिकली क्योंकि ऑर्डर बहुत लेट आ रहा था, शिपिंग टाइम की वजह से बहुत लोग ड्रॉप हो रहे थे. और उन्होंने ये भी देखा कि कॉम्प्लेक्स चेकआउट और पेमेंट फेलियर की वजह से भी लोग ड्रॉप कर रहे थे. सो सबसे पावरफुल चीज जो इन्होंने डेटा एनालिसिस में ये देखी कि ऑलमोस्ट 60% ड्रॉप आउट का रीजन था सिर्फ 2 वजह से. शिपिंग कॉस्ट बहुत ज्यादा था और फोर्स्ड अकाउंट क्रिएशन की वजह से लोग बहुत ज्यादा ड्रॉप कर रहे थे. दिस इज एग्जैक्टली कॉल्ड एज परीटो प्रिंसिपल, जिसमें कि 80% of the impact often comes from 20% of the causes. तो यहाँ पे 80% तो नहीं आया, but 60% impact is coming just because of two reasons. 60% impact was because of shipping cost and forced account creation. वो मोबाइल इनसाइट भी इनको मिला है. इनको एक और बढ़िया चीज मिली इंटरेस्टिंग, कि इन्होंने देखा कि मोबाइल वाले जो है वो 2 गुना ज्यादा ड्रॉप कर रहे हैं व्हेन विद रिस्पेक्ट टू वेब ब्राउजर वाले. व्हाई इट वाज हैपनिंग? क्योंकि चेकआउट के टाइम पे एक फॉर्म आ रहा था लोगों के पास, एंड दैट फॉर्म लुक टू बिग इन मोबाइल. तो उस वजह से उस फॉर्म को भरना नहीं चाहते थे लोग, एंड दे ड्रॉप डाउन. सो इनको 3 ये चीजें लगा कि दे कैन इजीली फिक्स इट. सो नाउ व्हाट डिड दे यूज टू गेट टू दिस चार्ट, राइट? सबसे पहले इन्होंने सीक्वल यूज किया, एसक्यूएल क्वेरीज लिखी डेटा एक्सट्रैक्शन के लिए. इन्होंने पाइथन यूज किया एनालिसिस के लिए, और इन्होंने टैब्लू यूज किया ये चार्ट जो विजुअलाइज आप कर पा रहे हो इसके लिए. सो दे यूज 3 टूल्स एग्जैक्टली, सीक्वल, पाइथन एंड टैब्लू. एक्चुअली अगर आपको पाइथन अच्छे से आता है तो आप तीनों काम पाइथन में कर सकते हैं. अगर आपको सीक्वल अच्छे से आता है तो आप तीनों काम सीक्वल में कर सकते हैं. बट जैसे कॉम्प्लेक्स होती जाती हैं चीजें, तो टिपिकली सीक्वल यूज करते हैं हम डेटा एक्सट्रैक्शन के लिए, पाइथन यूज करते हैं एनालिसिस के लिए, एंड टैब्लो या अदर डैशबोर्डिंग, पावर बीआई टाइप के टूल्स यूज करते हैं हम विजुअलाइजेशन के लिए. नाउ हुआ क्या, मतलब व्हाट डिड द कंपनी डू नेक्स्ट, राइट? सो sorry, just give me 1 second. So this analytics team, इन्होंने सीईओ को बोला कि लेट्स डू दीज 3 थिंग्स. दे सेड कि फ्री शिपिंग देंगे हम 499 के शॉपिंग के ऊपर. जैसे ही आप 499 के ऊपर कुछ भी खरीदे, आपका शिपिंग फ्री हो जाएगा. दे ऑल्सो सेड दैट गेस्ट आउट चेकआउट ऑप्शन बनाओ आप. पीपल डोंट हैव टू साइन अप for your application, they can actually buy things just by guest checkout. And they also said ki mobile checkout should be simpler. So what they actually saw is cart abandonment 22% गिर गया, जो कि बहुत ज्यादा था, almost 35% था, that dropped to 22%. Guest checkout option increased the conversion rate, and simplified mobile checkout also increased the mobile orders. 85 lakhs potentially additional monthly revenue increase हो गया ये 3 डिसीजन से. And that's how you know कि why data analysts, business analysts, data scientists and AI engineers earn so much money. I hope this is giving you a sense of what impact these guys create for institutions and organizations, and why they're getting paid money, which basically is justified by the decisions they are able to enable for a company. And increase in revenue or safeguard in losses is enabled by data analysis and business analysts across the companies, and that's why they are able to make money and get their salaries and just justify their salaries in economic model as well, right? So you can see why the companies pay analysts really well. These are not hypothetical scenarios. These have actually happened in so many companies and so many organizations, and that's why these analysts are really important for any organization and institution who wants to expand, who wants to have market leadership and essentially excel in commercial operations. So now let's basically I basically want to pause, and I want you all to take notes for this particular slide because I don't want to skim through it very quickly. And I want to basically give you a toolkit and what is your learning roadmap, right? So your analytics toolkit will start with foundation, and foundation will be Excel. Excel or Google Sheets, which is very similar to Excel. Both are practically free of cost. And then basic statistics. Basic statistics means you need to know mean, median, you need to know all central tendencies, you need to know simple statistics such as what is p-value, etc., so that you can actually reject or approve a hypothesis. So that is essentially the foundation. The core skills for analytics is SQL, which is structured query language, and data visualization, which is Tableau, Power BI. You can also do data visualization using Excel and PowerPoint also. Advanced is Python, R, machine learning basics, and specialized is, and remember, this is the key here, specialized is domain expertise and Gen AI tools and cloud. So domain expertise here is the key. For any analyst, what makes them best analyst amongst other analytics is not their superior statistical skills or superior Python or coding skills. Their domain expertise is what makes them unique in the organization and critical also in the organization. If they understand the business, if they understand the problems of the customers, if they understand the workflows more or better than anyone else, they succeed. So any analyst has a biggest tool, which is domain expertise, which cannot be replaced by any other skill. So I just want to basically for you guys to take the note of this and remember this, because this is your analytics toolkit. You will need these skill sets to basically get a successful career in business analytics and data analytics, and that's how you will go from data to decision, right? Next, we will talk about career paths, right? Which I am sure you guys are all interested in. So, in terms of careers in analytics, right? I'll also talk about compensation when I talk about careers, and you have to understand that nobody is just business analyst. A business analyst also does some kind of data analysis. A data analyst also does some kind of business analytics. A data scientist also has overlap with all these areas here. Similarly, a product analyst should be able to do business analysis, data analysis. Sometimes data science also is part of product analyst portfolio, and similar up to AI/ML product manager. All these profiles have some sort of overlap. They are not. It's not like a business analyst earns less than data analyst and a data scientist earns less than a product analyst. It's nothing like that. It's basically different roles which are different careers that you can create in analytics, and there is huge overlap also within these roles. But you can see clearly that business analysts typically get 5 to 12 lakhs. Data analysts slightly have higher ceiling. They can get up to 6 to 15 lakhs. Data scientists sometimes they get up to 25 lakhs per annum, and product analysts again they get 8 to 20 lakhs. And these are the ranges from like contemporary profiles. They can also vary, but it depends on also the city and cost of living for all these salaries to vary and differ. But this is average range that I have provided all of you for your consumption, and so that you know that what you should aim for, right, if you are choosing this as a career option. AI/ML product manager, basically they lead AI powered product strategy or roadmap for an organization, and they can go up to 40 lakhs per annum. They can even go higher. It doesn't mean that nobody will earn more than 40 lakhs per annum if they are AI/ML product manager. Some companies pay a lot more than 40 lakhs to AI/ML product manager. The same with data scientists and data analysts. It depends on also the caliber of the person and how critical they are for the business, right? So, but this is an average compensation. And next, I'll show you the career path, essentially how the career will progress if you start in this space, right? So typically people start as junior analyst, which is your first job. You will spend 60% of your time cleaning data. So as I said, data is always messy, right? It's not like कि आपके पास कोई आएगा आपको बोलेगा कि ये एक्सेल में डेटा है या फिर ये टेबल में सीक्वल के हमारे पास डेटा है, आप इसका एनालिसिस करके दे दो. ऐसा कभी नहीं होता है. आपको डेटा मिलता है, you will get it in SQL, you will get it in Excel, you will get it in any other format. आपको उसको क्लीन करना पड़ता है so that it is analytics ready. And these junior analysts who are typically in their year 0 to 1 or year 0 to 2, their most of the time goes into data cleaning only. Sometimes they also get to visualize data. But यहाँ पे you get to know actually how data works. It's not boring as a junior analyst because you're cleaning data, but you also get to learn कि how data works. You actually know, यहाँ पे आप सीखते हो कि कौन सा डेटा कहाँ से आ रहा है. You actually know कि कौन से डेटा में प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है, because you actually play with data when you are a junior analyst a lot. So you can know things which even the senior folks can miss. So that's why it becomes a very interesting job. Now, after let's say year 2 to 3, people from junior analyst they become analyst or senior analyst. यहाँ पे ये क्या करते हैं, ये थोड़ा बहुत they start doing statistical tests. They actually starts interactions. They talk to people, they understand problems, they translate those problems into data analysis plan, and they analyze the data after that. So this is a senior analyst or analyst function. Then lead manager, essentially what they do is, these guys they start, sorry, let me go back. These guys they start essentially managing teams. They are responsible for roadmaps, they are responsible for strategies, and they also decide what to analyze, not just how to analyze it, right? They know exactly what we should do to get the answer to a question. They attend meetings, they drive meetings, they say that this is our plan, this is how we'll go about it, we'll get your answer in 2 weeks time, and this will be our plan. All these is decided by lead or a manager. And finally, after somebody with more than 7 years experience will become a director or a VP. Essentially these guys they build the function. Sometimes they have started this team from scratch, they have started recruiting people, they are doing strategy, they are also worried about profit and loss. So they decide who will get what salary. They'll decide that how much a member of the team will be billed for something, right? Like from the client, if they are working on a client project. So they are not just responsible about delivery, they are also responsible about operations and also setting up the team and strategy. They are also responsible for getting business sometimes. So they are the ones who will basically bring business, right? Please give me a time check if I'm going above time or exceeding the time limit. But I'll try to wrap it up. I have 6 more slides, I believe, before I wrap up the session. So what is the action plans if you want to break into analytics today, right? So let me be very specific. There are 3 things or 3 project ideas you can do this month to get started. You can analyze IPL match data. It's freely available in Kaggle. Just note this, Kaggle is a website where you can get IPL match data and you can analyze it. For mainly guys or boys, they will be interested in IPL data, so they can actually play around with that data, download that data from Kaggle and just play around, see what all insights you get from the data. So just do descriptive analytics in terms of level of analytics that you can do, right? And you can choose whichever tool you want to or are comfortable with. You can use Google Sheets to just analyze the data descriptively. You can see that who is the highest scoring batsman. You can find out who is the most wicket taking bowler or most economic bowler, for example. You can also scrape Zomato restaurant data for any restaurant of your choice, again in Kaggle, and essentially see that the price of the things and rating of the things, how they are correlated. So you will be able to clearly see the best restaurant in your city is charging the most also, because they have already done this analysis that I am very popular and my rating is very high, and that's why I can charge slightly more than my competition, right? You can also do some more analysis, but let me also address some of the myths that exist, right? So a most common myth in business analytics is that you need a computer science or engineering degree. The reality is totally different. MBA, commerce, economics grads, they thrive in this space simply because domain knowledge often matters more than coding. So I have seen personally in my career, I had an engineering background, but I was not a computer science engineer. I was a biomedical engineer. And what I observed was that during my career, what saved me most is not my engineering background. What saved me most was me going into healthcare field, which was also connected to my subjects in my engineering, which essentially was related to human anatomy. So my interest in biology while doing engineering actually helped me a lot in my career, because I had a good domain knowledge. I understood disease very well, and I understood human anatomy very well. So I got edge from everybody else because of that. So that's why I'm saying that insights, they don't come from coding and very good analytics. They come from domain knowledge. If you are very interested and passionate about finance, if you're very interested about investment banking, if you're very interested about FMCG companies or logistic companies, that's going to give you success, not your coding expertise or your computer science background. The second myth is you need to be great at mathematics. No, complex mathematics is done by tools. Nobody does complex mathematics using calculator like you see in colleges. Nobody does that anymore. You need to ask right questions. You just need to know basic statistics. You need to understand the analysis rather than calculation of the maths behind the analysis, right? Third myth is certifications are essential. I'll tell you that no certifications are good enough. If somebody does a Kaggle project on their own, this is more impressive than doing 5 Coursera or upgrad courses. The certification doesn't tell anyone about you anything. They may basically just establish your credentials, but actually impressive thing is doing actual projects in Kaggle or GitHub and showing that in your interviews, because that tells people that you are working in real world problems and know how to fix it. And then lastly, the myth is AI will replace analysts. So again, I want to say it with confidence that AI will not replace analysts. AI will empower analysts to do more. Now, what can be interesting for you, and let me show you, is what a typical day for an analyst in these roles will look like, right? So a typical day of data analyst will be 9 a.m. they come into office. They essentially check dashboards and key metrics. They see that okay, kya badla kal ya ek hafte pehle se, what changed is what they'll see when they log in, right? They will see any alerts or anomalies that can happen or that can come, and if it comes, they know what to do, so they do that. After looking at reports and checking dashboards and key metrics, they can write some SQL queries for a deep dive. They have a meeting with product manager to understand the issues and the roadmap for the product. Then next, they essentially do some visualization. Then they do some exploratory analysis in Python. Then they do some findings and preparation of presentations, and they sign off. So this is a typical day in the life of a data analyst. This is what, if you come into this field, this is typically what you will do the whole day. And these are the tools and things that you will work with. And this will be, as a junior data analyst, this will be your roles and responsibilities. So I hope this gives you a sense of what, if you go into this field, or if you want to play around with data more, and if you want to do masters or pursue a job in this field, this is how a day when you start will look like. Hope this is interesting for you. And also, I just wanted to give you a snapshot of the job market, right? And why now is the best time. There are a lot of jobs in this space. Data analysts among top emerging roles in India as per a lot of sources. The top industries which hires data analytics or data analysts and business analysts are e-commerce and retail. So you can think Flipkart, Amazon, Meesho, Myntra, all these companies hire analysts a lot. Even Swiggy, Zomato, fintech and banking also hire analysts a lot, because they want to know the credit card defaulters, potential credit card defaulters. They want to know that who are the top earners. They want to know who will fall in a debt trap, and basically they also can calculate how much eligibility for a personal loan a person has based on their history. So all these use cases remain in fintech and banking, and Razorpay, PhonePe, HDFC, all these are your employers in that space. Then you have software as a service and tech companies like Zoho, Freshworks, Google, Microsoft. all these companies also need data analysts and business analysts in plenty. And then there is consulting, which is essentially solving a business problem for a client. So McKinsey, BCG, Deloitte, Accenture are your consulting giants who pay a lot even to freshers. But consulting space is very stressful because there will be a question that you have to answer in the best possible way that question can be answered. So just wanted to share that how the job market looks like, who are the best employers, and basically you can also see this space has a good salary. It has a lot of new jobs created and good demand across best companies in India. Even government hires a data analyst these days. So you must have heard a lot of openings even in government sector for data analysts of late. Now, lastly, how AI is changing analytics, right? So AI essentially is very beneficial for you guys. So anybody who was like very good at coding is no longer relevant, right? Because AI can write codes very quickly, and nobody, at least big companies, they don't want people writing codes anymore. So Google recently said that 30% of its code is written by AI only. So you can imagine that AI is changing that dynamic. People don't have to write complex SQL and Python code anymore. They want to basically see the insights and then recommend decisions based on their instinct, based on their gut feeling, based on their experience, and based on their domain knowledge. So asking the right questions is becoming the key, instead of just writing SQL and Python codes. Nowadays you don't have to visualize dashboards and create dashboards in 3 weeks. In 5 minutes AI will give you dashboards and reports if you feed data into AI. Any AI tool you go, you feed your data, it will give you dashboards and reports which are very beautiful in 5 minutes. So again, what do you do with those dashboards is the key, right? So domain knowledge and business context is more relevant now rather than being able to create really good dashboards and reports. Story becomes more relevant rather than charts and visualizations. What is the story? What is the takeaway? What decision do I take is becoming more relevant. Also, people are able to detect patterns very quickly. There is exploratory data analysis, which has basically increased in pace these days. And there's a very good saying. Somebody said this, which became very popular. You may have heard it by now. AI will not replace analysts. Analysts who use AI will replace analysts who don't use AI. So this is what is changing with AI is in very clear terms. If somebody is telling you that everybody will lose their job, no, everybody who is not using AI will lose their job. Now, these are the list of 5 things that you can start today. You should learn Excel deeply. You should play around with pivot tables, VLOOKUP charts. People, believe me, when I became engineer and I passed out, I thought Excel is bullshit. Excel is nothing. Nothing happens in Excel. When I went to my first job, I saw that everybody is using Excel everywhere. Even after today, after 15 years, Excel is relevant. Excel is used everywhere. People use Excel because it's so useful data analytics tool. So learn Excel deeply, play around with pivot tables, learn VLOOKUP, create charts. You can start SQL. I have given some free websites which you can refer to start with SQL, structured query language. You should build 2-3 portfolio projects in Kaggle. You should practice storytelling. Storytelling is basically not just showing 5 charts, but telling exactly what was the problem and what is the solution as per the data. So that is your storytelling, and that's what gives you money. Analysis doesn't give you money. Visualization doesn't give you money. Story, which tells CEO that what is the decision that they should take, gives you money. And use AI tools daily. Use ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. Play around with these tools for your day-to-day things as well as your professional stuff. Learn to prompt efficiently, and you will see that you are learning way more than what you were. So this is like 5 things that you can start immediately. Lastly, these are some free resources to get started. So maybe you can take a screenshot or note all these, because this can be really important, crucial. I'll take a pause and just want to thank you for your time and take questions and anything that you want to talk about.
Participants, if you have any queries, you can ask to sir. The chat box is also open. Those who want to ask can ask questions, and also the feedback form is available in the chat box. Kindly fill the feedback form. Participants, you can ask questions. I think, sir, you have explained each and every point very well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for such an insightful and engaging session. Your practical perspectives on business analytics and decision making have truly enriched our understanding. Thank you for
ma'am.
telling
Thank
us
you so
about the
much.
opportunities as data analyst, and also for telling us or sharing us the domain from where we can extract data like Kaggle. Thank you, sir. Thank you for this interactive session. Now I invite Dr. Ambrish Ghosh, sir, to present the summary report of today's workshop. Over to you, sir. Ghosh, sir.
Yes.
Over to you, sir.
Participants do not have any questions, or they can write in the chat box, I think. Jaya ma'am, please check if they have any question before, because Ghosh sir is going to conclude the session. So before that, if they're having any questions, we can take right now.
If you have any questions, you can put it in the chat box also, or you can unmute your mic and can ask, or else we will proceed for the summary report. Those who are attending this session, kindly fill the feedback form that is available in the chat box. Ghosh sir, kindly I invite you to read the summary report of this today's workshop.
Sir, unmute कीजिए, नहीं आ रहा है मेरा.
You are audible now, sir.
Audible?
Ghosh sir, you are audible.
Okay. Okay, I feel highly privileged to present a report on today's webinar, from data to decision, future prospect in data analytics. Data Analytics Clubs of Faculty of Management Studies, ICFA University Raipur, organized this webinar aimed to enhance student understanding of how data analytics support effective business decisions and what are the future prospects in data analytics. The key speaker was Dr. Vinayak Tiwari, Director AI Product at Humigen, shared his rich industry experience in developing innovative solutions. He highlighted the growing importance of data-driven strategies and how data are generated and how it is utilized. The session was highly beneficial for data analytic aspirants, as Sir explained the real-world application and career opportunity in data analytics, introduced various tools, emphasized analytical thinking, and encouraged students to explore and prepare for future careers in the field. The webinar received an overwhelming response reflecting the strong interest of students in the field of data analytics in its future prospect. A total of 110 registration was recorded from various colleges and universities. The different states students participated, such as St. Thomas College, K.K. Modi, Swarupanand, SSPMT, Swami Atmanand School, Rungta College, and many more. The enthusiastic participants clearly indicate that the students are highly inclined towards business career in data analytics The organizing team extends sincere thanks to the faculty members of various institutions for sharing the webinar brochure and encouraging students for register for the program. I am very sure that the webinar was highly informative and engaging, providing a valuable insight in the future of data analytics. It successfully motivates participants to develop analytical skills and explore emerging opportunities in data-driven business. Thank you, Vinayak sir, for your wonderful presentation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Amrish Ghosh, sir. Finally, I request Dr. Archie Dubey, ma'am, HOD FMS and officiating registrar at the ICFI University to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Jaya. Hope I'm audible and visible enough to all of you.
Yes,
But it's my pride and privilege to propose vote of thanks. But I have certain questions because we have disabled chat. The participants maybe because of that reason couldn't ask any questions. But I have a question to Vinayak sir. If you are I'm audible to you. I have a
Yes,
question.
yes.
Suppose
Yes,
we
ma'am.
have not taken a premium version of AI. Suppose I'm using ChatGPT or Gemini AI. I have not taken a premium version of that. Then also can I take the entire, we can say the dashboard presentations which I want?
Yes, even with the free version, it is able to provide a lot of tokens which people can use in a month's time. So, for example, Claude free version provides some tokens, and it limits the user in sessions. So it will essentially do some things and say that after 3 hours come back, and then it will do few more things for you. So Claude does it like that. ChatGPT essentially doesn't gives you access to the latest and best, but even the previous versions are very good in especially basic data analytics like diagnostic analytics or descriptive analytics and dashboarding and visualization. A free version of ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude can take care of it very well. So for playing around, getting data from Kaggle and then putting it into AI tools without any premium subscription will also work very well for people. You can just take any data set from Kaggle in Excel. You just go to AI tool, drop that file and say that give me some visualization based on this data and some insights based on this data. It will explain to you that what it did. It will give you visualizations and it will also give you insights based on the data.
Sir, apart from Kaggle, what are the other sources that we can get the data through?
There are a lot of other sources apart from Kaggle where data sets are available. GitHub,
which are like reliable also. Yeah.
Right. So GitHub is one place. There are also government websites. So for example, census data can be downloaded directly from government websites. So it depends on the data set. If we need data about, let's say, a company, it may be not available publicly because it's a confidential information and commercially important information for that company. But there are a lot of publicly available data sources which provide data for many things. There are a lot of researchers who have data and they provide it freely for everybody to play around with that data. So it's mainly if you browse online for sample data sets, there will be a lot of places where you can find sample data sets for many things. But Kaggle is one of the very good places where you can get a lot of diverse data sets.
Yeah, came to. Yes, thank you so much. So at last, it's my pride privilege to be here to propose vote of thanks. But before that, I would like to say
one more
something.
question, which is how do we? I just see one more question, which is how do we start learning SQL? So for SQL, there are a lot of free websites that can be referred, but in my deck, and I'll share the deck with you, ma'am, so that you can pass it on, or screenshots you can pass it on. But essentially, there is SQLzoo.net. I'll just type it in. This website is very good for learning SQL. There is also a tutorial that you can refer to.
I request Dr. Jayant Isaac to please pass it on the information to the students that is given by Mr. Vinayak here. Okay. And one more question is there, sir. You can check it out.
question which is
Best AI tool for use for presentation.
so best AI tool for presentation. If you talk about premium version, Claude is the best tool. If you don't want to pay, there are two tools that you can use initially. There is Gamma, Gamma, Gamma.ai. This is free, and you can try this. And paid is Claude.
One more question, that without knowledge of coding, can we pursue career as business analyst?
Yes, for sure. You will have to like learning coding will give you an advantage and edge because coding will allow you to extract data and analyze data. But there are a lot of tools these days which are no code tools. So you basically take the data, you clean it, you analyze it, you ingest it, you extract it without using any coding. So it's possible to become a very good business analyst without even knowing coding because AI has enabled that. Previously, I would have said that no, some coding is required, but now I can confidently say someone who doesn't know any coding also can be a very good analyst because of advance of AI. As I said, coding sometimes can be beneficial, but it's not a tool which is mandatory for becoming a successful analyst. Domain knowledge, usage of AI tools, understanding the data very well, the nuances of the data is the key to becoming a successful business analyst. Knowing coding can help, but I think no longer people will code a lot because AI is doing it very effectively, and more people will switch to no code tools where they don't have to code, but drag drop options are there to analyze the data.
Sir, one more question. There are a few more questions. I think people are keep typing there. That how do you see the role of business analyst and evolving in the next 3-4 years? How should we prepare for that change? Because it is very rapidly changing field.
So as I said, business analyst will continue to like be employed by the organization. At entry level, the entry may become tough because a lot of things that a junior analyst can do, AI can also do, and AI will also start growing in terms of experience and expertise. So right now it's able to clean the data by itself, but it doesn't know the business, the context. But at the same time, you can argue junior analyst also doesn't know the business that much. So entry level jobs will get bit difficult. But once a person enters the job, they will not be fired. They will actually, instead of doing 3 projects, they'll be able to do 8 projects in the same time, because the speed to delivery will become really more, and people will be able to tackle more problems in the same amount of time that they were tackling before. So I'll be honest about this. Entry level jobs will get tough, but jobs will not vanish. People will do more, they'll earn more and make more money because they'll be able to solve more problems with the help of it.
Sir, one person, Kanishka Parikh, is asking that I'm a student of HRM as want to pursue a career in HR analytics. So shall I have to go for advanced Python and SQL?
So advanced Python and SQL is not that necessary, but knowledge of SQL and Python is good to have, because what that will do is, see, most of the big data doesn't sit in Excel. Excel supports only 1 million records, which is 10 lakh rows. Most of the real world companies have more data than that. They have billions of records, billions and trillions of records. And that's why knowing SQL is important, because with only SQL you can extract this big amount of data, right? Similarly, knowing Python is important because you cannot do complex statistical things in SQL itself. So that's why knowing Python and SQL is good. If you are trying to pursue a career in HR analytics, for sure, get some knowledge of SQL and learn some Python as well, but restrict it to use cases that you are interested in, and restrict it into problem solving. So you can always ask ChatGPT or Gemini that give me the code for this, and it will give you the code and it will be 90% correct. You should know how to take it to that 100%, and that's why you should learn it. But no need of mastering it. Try to master more on the domain side of it or the business side of it. What an HR analyst needs to do in day to day, what decisions they need to take, what kind of data sets they'll encounter. These are the things that you should be interested in more than just SQL and Python.
Yes, sir. Which tool is best to use? I think it has been previously answered by the resource person. And what mistakes do beginner make in data analytics and how we can avoid them?
So the first mistake that data analytics analysts who are new make is they directly rush to analytics. They don't clean the data. They don't see if the data is clean. So exploratory data analysis is a term that you should remember. That is the biggest factor or most important piece that is mandatory to do before doing any analysis. Once you get the data set, you should explore that data set. So EDA, as we call it in the industry, is the most important thing. Exploratory data analysis. EDA should be done very thoroughly with all the heart and all the passion, so that you know the trends and pitfalls and loopholes and outliers straight away, so that your analysis is not incorrect.
Yes, sir. And someone is asking about how to create videos by text. Which AI is best for that?
How to create videos with text.
By text. And that is out of track question, I think.
Right. So I think Nano Banana is one. I personally didn't have to do that, so I'm not an expert in that space. But I think Nano Banana is the best tool for that.
Okay. Can you suggest some tools that help in analysis without coding?
Okay, analysis without coding. Alteryx is one very good tool, which is a no-code tool. Alteryx can be used. There are other tools as well. So Alteryx is paid for example. So there are very few free tools which are no-code tools for analytics. For example, a lot of analysis can be done also in Power BI, and Power BI also you can get it for free. At least a cracked version is available, and Power BI also is not just a visualization tool, it's a analysis tool as well. Excel is one tool which is no code analysis tool, because you see the data at the most granular level, right? So pivot tables is analysis. Creating VBA macros and creating visualizations which are automated is also analysis. So Alteryx is one no-code tool, but you can also try Excel. If you master Excel, many a times you don't need to code anything.
So someone is asking HRM, for HRM, which is the tool which is important? I think same tool has been used for every field, I think, sir. Would you like to say something over there?
I am not an expert in that field, so I don't know for sure. HRM meaning human resource management?
Human resource management, yes.
There may be many tools. There are great CRM tools which are probably used for HRM as well, such as Viva CRM is one. There is Salesforce. So all these tools have HRM capabilities also. SAP Labs also has very good HRM tools, I believe.
So Mayank is asking, sir, I think 5 more minutes we would like to take from your end. And that is Mayank Shukla is asking how we can learn business analytics from scratch with no domain knowledge in a structured way.
Sure. So there are a lot of free stuff in internet which can help you do that. But what I'll do is just go to any AI. I will recommend go to Claude, because I started loving Claude much more than Gemini and OpenAI, which is ChatGPT. Just go to Claude and basically tell the objective to Claude. Say that I want to learn business analytics from scratch. Can you give me a plan and a good courses which are free or which are paid up to this amount? And it will give you a very good list and sources of what you need to do. It will also give you a time. So you should also ask in how many months I'll be able to master this. And to be able to master this, what modules or what content should I cover? And basis your recommendation, tell me the courses which are closest to your recommendation of content and speed. And based on your speed, you can tailor and ask for the best courses which are available either in YouTube as free or like many other platforms as free, or with very small fees. Also in Upgrad or Udemy, you can get courses which you can pursue. So I'll encourage you to go to Claude and give a good prompt which gives you this answer in a very great tailored way. Not a way where I tell you a website which may or may not work for you, but it will give you a lot of options which are good and give you exactly what content you have to cover to achieve your goal.
So people from Raipur, they're asking that the
Hello.
internship
Ji, ma'am.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Ambarish Ghosh, sir, please mute. Mute, sir, please. Sir, people from Raipur are asking about offline data analyst internship opportunities. And if they're from commerce background, how could they connect with that? Vinayak sir, am I audible?
Rejoin now. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible now.
I think Vinayak sir, am I audible to you? Few questions are left to address. Hello.
दिख रहे हैं. He's there, ma'am.
Hello, Vinayak sir, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. You are audible. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Few questions. I think two more questions we can take.
Sure.
I am combining few of the questions, sir. That
Sure.
people from the Raipur, they're asking for the internship opportunity in offline, and how could they connect if they are from the various backgrounds like commerce and all.
So for internship, the best route is apply whenever you see any places in LinkedIn which are offering internships. Apply aggressively, reach out to your acquaintances who you know are working in some organizations, and tell them that you are open for internship. Make sure that you say that stipend doesn't matter. I just want exposure for initial days, and you will see that somebody somewhere will be interested to give you that opening. So don't worry too much about finance and what stipend you are getting. Just try to get exposure, and for that, reach out to people you may know. And offer that you are available. You will be making sure that you work really hard and you are okay to just get exposure without a lot of expectation in terms of what you get initially. What this will do is it will open some opportunities for you, which will give you exposure, and then from that exposure you will get a network, and that network will basically remove the entry barriers that exist these days. So keep your eyes open, spread the word out, make yourself available. What you have is your time and your commitment that you will work hard, and you don't expect anything in return, just you need exposure. So that, I believe, is a good a story for anybody who needs help and who doesn't has a lot of budget or a lot of openings or a lot of approvals for new jobs. So they always start with internships, especially startups do this always. You get exposure, you basically find the paying job as soon as you get some exposure.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. I think few of the questions are repetitive, and people are asking about which is skill is more demand and effective in finance sector. See, Krish, this is a generalized kind of lecture. People who are very much very much prompt and expertise in the finance, HRM, CRM can do better, and I think AI is there to answer. But in case if Vinayak sir can answer, is asking about the fintech sector, the most demanding AI skill in the fintech or the finance sector, and the marketing also.
AI skill that is most in demand in any sector is knowing about RAG. So read about RAG. What RAG is able to do is it can take your vanilla AI like ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, and it can basically give context to that AI so that AI becomes more specific and more catered to your needs. So finance sector also like takes in this particular technology, which is RAG, and basically provides more context or experience or domain knowledge to the AI from the particular field that they are trying to work on.
Right, sir. And few of the questions are repetitive and has been already taken by the expert. So we are coming towards concluding session, and it was the duty given to me was proposing the vote of thanks. So before that, I would like to say something that data is just noise until decision give it a voice. So as we have already discussed, the journey from descriptive to predictive. So in a world where every click, you can say every choice and every second generates data, the real power lies not in collecting it, but in transforming it into meaningful decisions. And today, we stand at the intersection of information and intelligence, where the ability to decode data defines the leaders of tomorrow. A big shout out and heartfelt thanks to our amazing resource person, Mr. Vinayak Tiwari, for turning what could have been just another session into something truly engaging and eye-opening. It was a very engaging session, very insightful session, sir. You have given very practical and real-life examples, starting from the layman to an expertise, and you didn't just share knowledge, but made data actually feel exciting and real for all of us. Thanks for keeping a very insightful, relatable, and honestly pretty inspiring journey through PPT. And I would like to express my sincere thanks to our Honorable Patron, Dr. Shiv Dayal Pandey, sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor of the ICFA University, Raipur, for his constant support, encouragement, and vision in promoting such meaningful and academic initiatives. Special note of appreciation goes to our coordinator, Dr. Jayant Isaac, sir, and Dr. Ambarish Ghosh, sir, from Faculty of Management Studies, whose dedicated efforts and meticulous planning ensured the smooth execution of this webinar. I'm also thankful to the entire faculty members from Faculty of Management Studies who are here with me, and for the seamless coordination and the teamwork that with these team effort only, we have got 600 plus registrations. Although the online screen, we can see only, I think, near about 300 participation in the on screen. So this is a remarkable success at the end of the Faculty of Management Studies, the ICFA University, Raipur. And my sincere appreciation goes to all the participants who joined across the country. Your enthusiastic participation, your query made this webinar truly impactful and interactive. So thank you, all of you. Special thanks to our anchor, Dr. Jaya Chandra ma'am, for gracefully conducting the session and keeping the audience engaged throughout, and for cooperating throughout the journey. I'm very thankful to the technical expert, Mr. Durgesh Maurya, and his team, Ms. Tanishka, Mr. Ajit, and for ensuring flawless technical support and smooth functioning of the webinar. I'm thankful to Mr. Rohit from FMS, Dr. Vijaya Lakshmi, Dr. Pratibha, Dr. Riya, and all the person who have directly and indirectly contributed to make this event remarkable success. And with this, I'm once again thankful to each and everyone for their valuable presence and contribution. So thank you so much once again, and we will seek your expertise again here in future, sir. So from bottom of my heart, thank you so much once again. Over to you, Dr. Jaya.
Thank you all for your gracious presence and active participation. We hope this workshop has provided you meaningful insights and inspired you to explore the vast opportunities in business analytics. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.
So we are signing off. Thank you.